Welcome to this press conference being held on the sideline of the 55th International Film Festival of India, Goa. Friends, today we have three films of international panorama from different countries across the globe. We have the first film of today's afternoon, that is With Love from Bhutan. This is a film from Bhutan. The next one is Luna Park, a film from Albania. And the third film of today's afternoon is Barren. That is a film from Iran. Yeah. So, first, I will briefly introduce the cast and crew present here, then go for synopsis, and then we'll play the trailer. Then we'll proceed further for discussion. The first film of today's afternoon is With Love from Bhutan, and we have from the movie Mr. Chami Cheda, director of the film. Yeah, welcome, ma'am, to this press conference. We have Florence Papas, director of Luna Park. Welcome to this press conference. We have Mansoor Bosugi, director of Barren. Welcome. Now moving to the synopsis of With Love from Bhutan. It's about Jimmy, an American Bhutanese food anthropology student, returns to Bhutan after 20 years. His mother Jane once ran the pioneering restaurant Bellevue before abruptly leaving Bhutan with Jimmy, but without her stepdaughter Yang Chen. Jane's sudden departure has left behind scars. Yang Chen, his stepsister, feeling abandoned, grew up a loner and found solace in Bhutan's landscapes. Back in Bhutan, Jimmy stays with his friend Angai and attempts to reconnect with the now distant Yang Chen. So this is the brief synopsis of the film. Now we have Chami Cheda, director of the film. Chami is an Indian writer, filmmaker, theater director. She has conceptualized, directed, and choreographed more than 35 productions in the last 10 years and has also made 3 feature films. Yeah. So, can we play the trailer of this film? Yeah. Thank you. Moving next. We have Luna Park. It's a film from Albania. In Albania's post-communist landscape, a lonely mother, Mira, and her troubled teenage son, Tony, struggle through an outbreak of civil violence that threatens to tear their East European nation apart. So this is briefly the story of the film. And now we have Florence Papas, the director of the film, with us today. Florence, Albanian-born filmmaker Papas completed his debut feature film Open Door in 2019, winning the Cine Europa Prize and Best Film in Brussels. Papas founded his production company Tunnel Film in 2016 and has since produced short films and co-produced feature films. Luna Park is his second feature film. I welcome you to this press conference. Can we have the trailer, please? Thank you. The third film of today's afternoon is Barren. It's a film from Iran. And we have with us Mansoor Bosugi, director of the film. It's about Yaya, a man with a mysterious past, set off into the wilderness with a car that serves as his home and makes ends meet by cutting and selling the hair of impoverished women and girls. He comes across a clever 15-year-old girl whose stepfather intends to sell her and who escapes by secretly getting into Yaya's car. Everything changes with the presence of the girl, and the encounter leads Yaya to a new phase of trying to forget and deny his past. So, this is the brief synopsis of the film. We have Mansoor Bosugi, who studied filmmaking and started working as an assistant director in the Iranian industry. He has also made some short films and TV episodes over there. I welcome you to this press conference. Can we have the trailer, please? Sorry for the inconvenience from our side. Yeah. So now we'll proceed to the discussion. Uh, I will invite all of you for your opening remarks first. Then we'll proceed further. So first, I invite Charmi Cheda, director of With Love from Bhutan, for her opening remarks. tell something about your film and your journey. Yeah.
Very good afternoon. Very good afternoon to everyone, and thank you, IFFI. We're very excited, me and the entire team, we're very excited to be here for our world premiere. It's really an honor to be officially selected among so many beautiful films and to be here on the panel with friends from Iran and Albania. I think it's really truly the magic of film that brings everyone and storytelling that brings everyone together. With Love from Bhutan is a very small film from a very, I would say, extraordinary country with a very unique voice. And films from Bhutan have only now started really coming out. So this platform and many more are so important for Bhutanese storytelling and films from the Himalayan region to actually reach out in the world. With Love from Bhutan is about identity. It's about roots, but it's also about sense of belonging and really questioning where does one truly belong. It's a very simple movie about family and relationships, but it's also expressing love through food because in Bhutan, there's not, in Dzongkha, which is the national language of Bhutan, there's not clearly a word like love. So the way really culturally the people communicate and express love is through food. So that's why the film is about communicating and expressing love and togetherness through food. And it also highlights a lot about the close-knit Bhutanese society, community, and culture. So, thank you.
Thank you. Now I request Florence Papas for your opening remarks. Tell something about your film and filmmaking process. Yeah.
Hi everyone, thank you for being here. We are very happy to world premiere the film Luna Park in Goa. Very happy that the film made it so far from Albania here. Here I am with two producers, Vincenzo from Italy and Zvonimir from Croatia. Thank you for being here as well.
Welcome to this press conference. Yeah.
So Luna Park is my second feature film. It is a story of a family in a very dark period of my country, as it was in 1997, and it's a very deep personal story because it has some connection with my own family as well. It is a co-production between Albania, Italy, Croatia, and Kosovo and Greece. So we come together, crews from different countries to make an Albanian film that was very challenging and interesting at the same time. Yeah, I mean, this is it.
Okay. Thank you.
More than enough.
Now I invite Mansoor for his opening remarks.
خوشحالم که اینجا هستم. من مجبورم فارسی بگم و ترنسلیت بشه. خیلی خوشحالم که تو پایتخت یکی از پایتخت‌های سینمای دنیا هستم، کشور هند. خیلی دوست داشتنیه که مردم هند اینقدر سینما رو دوست دارن و حس خوبی به هم میده. یه نکته باید بگم که به نظرم اتفاقی که واسه ما افتاده، ما خیلی 3 روز 4 روز با یک دست لباس هستیم به خاطر اینکه ایر ایندیا لباسای ما رو یا در واقع چمدونای ما رو به اون تحویل نده و من یکی از دوستان کارگردانم که از ایران اومده با همین وضعیت و ببخشید که به هر شکل توی جلو دوربین با لباس به این شکل هستیم و همچنان تعویض نکردیم.
Thank you for coming. It's an honor and pleasure to be sitting among the producers and the directors of such great movies. And thank you all for coming. And excuse me if I'm walking around with the same clothes because his luggage has been stuck in Mumbai since he's landed here. And Air India is not helping us at all. We've tried a lot, but then, yeah, that's all that he's having with him now. But he's very happy and pleased to be in one of the one of the capitals of the cinematic industry in the world, which is India. And the amount of love that he sees towards the cinema and the cinematic industry is overwhelming, and it's something unique that you cannot experience in any other part of the world. So it's an honor and a pleasure.
من در مورد فیلم صحبت بکنم که خیلی طولانی نشه صحبتام. برهوت در واقع یا برن در واقع اولین فیلم بلند سینماییه که من ساختم. به نظرم اومدش که قصه برهوت رو من یک کوچولو در موردش توضیح بدم. به نظرم میاد که ماها در یک عصر تنهایی داریم زندگی میکنیم، انسان‌ها، که علیرغم اینکه خیلی دور و بر شلوغی داریم ولی انسان‌های تنهایی هستیم. برهوت در مورد یک مردیه که به نوعی خودش رو در طول قصه گم کرده و در گذشتهش گم کرده و در طول قصه خودش رو بازیابی میکنه. در واقع سیر و سلوک درونی یک آدمیه که با رجوع و رجعت به گذشته زندگی خودش میتونه در واقع به زندگی آینده برگرده.
If I tell you something about the movie, which we call it in English, we call it Barren, but in the original language, it's Barahut, which means a desert where you cannot do, which there is no fruit coming out of that place. A place where you are just alone without any benefit from that place. And the story of the movie is about a man that you see in the screen who's alone going to a desert all his life with a very mysterious past and life. And it shows the way he made the movie is because he thinks we live in a world where we are very alone, yet we are surrounded by many people, many noise, and we are constantly in touch with other people, but we still are lonely. And this digital time and this the day and age is a very lonely time. And this movie represents, it could be your whole life or a part of your life that you're going through that desert and you're going alone. And this is the showcase of that part of your life, or could be the whole life of somebody else.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for Chami. Your film delves deep into the themes like, abandonment, reconnection. How did you approach developing the complex relationship between Jimmy and Yang Chen in your film?
I think stories come from observation. They come from what you see around. As long as I think you observe and stay true to that voice, it should not be that complex to develop this. I think what's really important is because every society, every country has its own way and ways. Of course, human emotions and human relations might be almost similar across the planet, but because culturally we are different, that brings about, I would say, differences in human behavior. And because it's a Bhutanese story, I have sort of taken inspiration from the Bhutanese culture and the Bhutanese society in weaving the characters and the relationships. So that's where truly the characters come from. And they come from around me.
Yes, from the society.
Yeah.
Now coming to Florence, the film is set against the backdrop of Albania's post-communist era. So what motivated you to explore this specific period of Albanian history?
So in the year 1997, I was 6 years old, and somehow in a certain moment of my life, I was haunted by my childhood memories. I mean, it's very common even for many filmmakers that somehow they are haunted by their childhood memories, and especially this age, 6, 7. So, as I said earlier, the film is personal to me. I experienced that period as a child, but I was inspired to write this story mostly from my own mother. So she motivated me to come up with this story that it's based on true events, and it's not a story about just my family. It's a story of a lot of Albanian families. It was a moment that marked our lives, and even now today. So as I said, Luna Park is personal to me, and every family that I met during my childhood in my city, because the movie is shot in my birth city, make me inspired to write this story.
Yeah. The floor is open for questions. Anybody from the audience can also interact with our guests. Yeah.
Hi, I am Namita Sharan. I am a senior journalist in Goa. My question is from ma'am. You belong to a very happiest country, one of the happiest country of the world. And what is the main topic you choose to make films? Since you said that filmmaking culture is a new culture in Bhutan, but what are the other topics? Like, when we think about the happiest country, it means everything is good. That's why it is happy. So what are the other area which you focus when you think to make a movie?
It's very interesting you said this. I had the exact same conversation yesterday I was having with my cast and crew, and we have one more film from Bhutan here, so we were all together. And to write a good story, you always look for a conflict, a really strong, heart-wrenching point around which everything grows. And when you are living in a country that's called the happiest country with GNH, gross national happiness, how does one? But there are conflicts of different types. And for me, this is my third feature film. My first film was about four women friends. And I think that because Bhutan is also going through a lot of development and changes all of a sudden. Television and internet came to Bhutan only in 1999, and it has not seen evolution what the rest of the country has seen. So the conflicts, the nature of conflict is of a different type. Also, it's a very, very progressive society. It's not regressive in thinking. So that also sort of brings its own set of conflicts, which is there in my first movie. My second film is about a monk who has to leave the monastery and go out on the streets and meets young people who are into drugs, and how Buddhism is used on streets to impact the lives of children, because drug is slowly it's not big, but it is sort of an issue, or may become a bigger issue. So, and Bhutan is a Buddhist country. So again, I wanted to bring it together. So though it is the happiest country, we are all human beings, and there will always be a few inner conflicts. So this has been the nature of the two films that I've made. And the third one is, again, a topic that has that happens a lot. So because Bhutan is a very close-knit society, when you have mixed marriages, and then you have children who are born, half Bhutanese, they also face their own challenges. So, yeah, not from the society, but I think the inner sense of belonging. So, yes, that's been the process.
Thank you. I have a question for director of Barren, Mansoor. Barren touches on themes like survival, exploitation, and search for redemption. Do you see the film as a critique of social issues in Iran, or is it more focused on individual or personal transformation?
در واقع ترکیبی از هر دوی این موضوعات هستش. به نوعی شاید مشکلاتی که نه در ایران، در هر جامعه‌ای وجود داره برای زیست آدم‌ها و مشکلاتی که برای شخص مورد نظر، کاراکتر اصلی قصه ما در واقع وجود داره برای یحیی. ولی نگاه من اینه که این مشکلات برای در واقع همه آدم‌ها به هر دلیلی، به دلایل مختلف یک جایی از زندگیشون رو از دست میدن و احتیاج دارن که برای اینکه به زندگی برگردن بتونن خودشون رو پیدا بکنن. در مورد بیشتر در مورد انسانیت و پیدا کردن خود انسان هاست، نه الزاما در مورد شرایط ایران یا در مورد شرایط کاراکتر اصلی یحیی.
It's not exactly pointed towards any specific region or such, or to the country of Iran itself. More, it represents a life which could be of anyone. So it could be the whole life of a person which is lonely, or it could be a part of someone's life which they lose themselves through any incident that happens, because we all have our own issues and our own stories in our lives, and something or the other causes us to lose ourselves in certain moments of our lives. So that is when the movie explains how you find yourself back through another incident. In the movie itself, that little girl is the cause of him finding himself. So that's how that could be one reason for somebody to find themselves, because he has lost his girl in very early age, and that's the girl that after that he loses himself in a very barren way, and then in a what we call is barahut, in a desert, and that's how.
من در واقع این شکلیه که فیلم مینیمالیه و با کدگذاریایی که در واقع توی فیلم شده خیلی زبان تصویری ساده‌ای داره، ولی با کدگذاریایی که شده ما در نهایت به این نتیجه نخواهیم رسید انتهای فیلم که آیا حضور یه همچین دختری در زندگی یه همچین مردی بوده یا نبوده. از ابتدای فیلم نشانه گذاری شده و زمانی که داده های فیلم همطوری فیلم در واقع به جلو میره، داده های فیلم خورد که به ما جمع میشه، میفهمیم که شاید این دختر زاده درون این آدم باشه و از خود این آدم اومده بیرون که بتونه بهش کمک بکنه که به زندگیش برگرده.
The movies seems a very normal and minimal movie, yet filled with very carefully curated dots and clues and cues inside the movie. The visuals and the sound speaks a lot with the audience itself. Obviously the words, but that tells you another story. And it's a very mysterious way of telling the story of a man like Yahya. But the thing is that you, from the beginning till the end of the movie, you do not come to a conclusion where you be sure that this girl has been in his life in the past. It could be something in his mind or imaginary character that at the end obviously brings him back to the normal life.
Do we have any more questions from the audience? Yeah, right there. Yeah. Please hand over the mic.
So my question is from sir.
Yes.
Since you are from the Middle East country, and that is the most disturbed area in the world map, sir, and as a filmmaker, how you think what topic is like, you choose to making film, and how it is easy or difficult to make movie in such situations?
Thank you. یعنی شخصا من چطوری انتخاب میکنم. بله مرسی از سوالتون، متشکرم. سوال خوبی بود. معمولا فیلم ساختن در سینما برمیگره به اینکه تو بخوای جهان شخصی خودت رو بسازی. در سینمای ایران خصوصا، من اسپشیال در سینمای ایران میگم، سینمای ایران این شکلیه که یا باید دنیای خودت رو بسازی که خب بسیار کار سختیه، به دلیل اینکه باجتش نیست و هزینه های ساخت فیلم بسیار بالاست، یا اینکه بیای به سینمایی، در واقع در سینمای کامرشیالی کار بکنی که شرایطش شاید از دنیای ذهنی آدم دور باشه. به همین دلیل معمولا این شکلیه که به عنوان فیلمساز مستقل شرایط فیلم ساختن برات دیر به دیر و سخت به سخت فراهم میشه اگر که به سمت سینمای تجاری نخواهی بری. و برای اینکه تو بتونی یه پرودیوسر تهیه کننده پیدا بکنی برای اون جهان ذهنی خودت، یا حداقل سینمایی که از اون سینمای بدنه و کامرشیال دوره، بعد شاید 1 سال تلاش بکنی تا در نهایت بتونی به اون ایدئالات برسی.
In Iran, there are two types of industry in film industry. One is the independent, the other is commercialized. Now, if you want to be an independent filmmaker and choose to make an independent movie, that's a lot difficult because there are no funds, there are no budgets, and they go beyond what you think. Initially, you might think, okay, this would be the budget and everything. But it will go to something that's a little hard for like an independent, let's say a team to arrange it. But at the same time, if you go commercialized, that's going to be, obviously there will be restrictions and you cannot express the way you want the things that you see. For example, in this movie, you can express life of a very unique person in a very unique way. But if it goes to the commercial side, that's not going to happen. There will be changes. There will be differences in the way that's the final product. So having an independent way of making movies, it is difficult, but it takes time, maybe years. But then it will be worth it at the end, as he's happy with the movie itself.
Thank you.
Yeah, last question, please.
This is for, how do you pronounce your name? Sharmi?
Charming.
Yeah. I noticed that your name is halfway down to the word charming. I haven't seen your film, but I wanted to ask, 10, 12 years ago, very few people heard much about Bhutan, maybe except that very tantalizing, landing of a plane in the airport up there. But when a country or a state goes public in this sense, because the touristic thing, it suffers something in the process. Like the state that I represent here, Goan, has suffered because of some impact on tourism, greenery, environment. Are you worried that it could happen to Bhutan in the years ahead? Thank you.
Thank you. We have visionary kings and leaders. The entire tourism policy has been chalked out very, very carefully. And so far, I think learning from neighboring states, Bhutan has been very careful about this. Also, in the law and constitution, and this is a little bit out of film, but it's so again Bhutan that I'm happy to share that in the constitution and the law, it says that Bhutan has to be 75% forest. You cannot cut trees beyond that. It is not, it's carbon negative, and things like visa fee and all it's the STF, which is called the Sustainable Development Fee. It's quite in place. So there is no chance that I think, Bhutan is going to bring in a flood of tourists, because the numbers will not allow that to happen. So I'm actually, because till the time I think we have such great leaders, the kings and the Honorable Prime Minister, I don't see any issues. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, with this we have come to an end, but we'll play the trailer of Barren. I think we have got it. Yeah. Please play the trailer of Barren. Yeah.
successful.
Well, it
Thank
was
you.
a pleasure to have this conversation with you all. Best wishes for your films, and thank you for being here. I also thank our media friends for attending this press conference. Thank you all.